Welcome to I Love English TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this long and reflective podcast. Today, we are going to explore one of the most influential self-development books ever written. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. This book is not just a collection of motivational ideas. It is a complete philosophy about life, choices, values, responsibility, and personal growth. It teaches us how to transform our mindset, our character, and the way we interact with ourselves and with others. Covey explains that true effectiveness does not come from quick tricks or temporary motivation. Instead, it comes from building strong principles inside ourselves and turning those principles into daily habits. Habits shape our identity, and our identity shapes our future. When we change our habits, we slowly change our lives. The book starts with an important idea. Every change begins from the inside. Many people try to change their circumstances, their jobs, or the people around them, but they rarely look inside themselves. Covey says that real success begins when we take responsibility for our character, our behavior, and our decisions. From this foundation, the 7 habits are introduced. Habits that guide us from dependence to independence, and finally to interdependence, where we grow and succeed together with others. Let us now dive deeply into each habit. Slowly, calmly, and thoughtfully. The first habit is be proactive. Being proactive means understanding that we are responsible for our choices, our reactions, and our attitudes. Life does not always go the way we want. Problems appear. Situations change, and people sometimes behave in ways we do not expect. Reactive people blame circumstances and say things like, "Life is unfair. I can't do anything. It's not my fault. But proactive people think differently. They ask themselves, what can I control? What can I change? How can I respond in a better way? Imagine someone who wants to improve their English. A reactive person says, I don't have time. I am tired. My environment is not good. But a proactive person says, maybe I am busy, but I can practice for 10 minutes a day. I can listen. I can repeat. I can improve step by step. The situation may be the same, but the mindset is completely different. Covey teaches us that between stimulus and response, there is always a space. And inside that space lies our freedom to choose. We can choose patience instead of anger, effort instead of excuses, growth instead of blame. Proactivity is the foundation of all progress, because nothing changes until we decide to change ourselves first. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. This habit is about having a clear vision of the life we want to live. Many people move through life mechanically. They work, they study, they wake up and sleep. But they do not really know where they are going. They react to the demands of each day, but they don't live with intention. Covey invites us to imagine our future and ask deep questions. What kind of person do I want to become? What values do I want to live by? What kind of impact do I want to leave in this world? If someone wants to learn a language, succeed in their career, or build strong relationships, they must first know their destination. Without a vision, effort loses direction. But when we know our purpose, our decisions become clearer, and our actions gain meaning. This habit reminds us that success is not about climbing fast. It is about making sure that the ladder is leaning against the right wall. The third habit is put first things first. If the second habit is about planning, then the third habit is about discipline and action. It teaches us to focus on what is important, rather than what is easy or urgent. Our lives are often filled with distractions. Social media, notifications, small tasks, endless entertainment. And while these things may feel comfortable, they do not help us grow. Effective people invest time in things that build their future. Learning, health, family, creativity, and personal development. For example, instead of spending an hour scrolling on the phone, they may choose to read, practice a skill, exercise, or work on a meaningful goal. Covey explains that success is not about being busy. It is about being focused on what truly matters. The fourth habit is think win-win. This habit changes the way we see our relationships. Many people believe that life is a competition, that for one person to succeed, another must fail. But Covey teaches that true success is cooperative, not competitive. In a win-win mindset, we look for solutions that benefit everyone involved. In work, friendships, and family, win-win thinking builds trust, respect, and collaboration. Instead of asking, "How can I win against others?" we ask, "How can we both succeed together?" This mindset transforms relationships from conflict into partnership. The fifth habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood. Most people listen only to reply, not to truly understand. But real communication begins when we listen with empathy. When we try to see the world from the other person's perspective. Sometimes People do not need advice. They simply need someone who listens. Someone who understands their emotions and experiences. When we listen deeply, we build emotional connection. We show respect. We make others feel valued. And only after understanding others clearly can we express our own thoughts in a meaningful and respectful way. The sixth habit is synergize. Synergy means that working together can create results greater than what any individual could achieve alone. Each person has different strengths. One may be creative, another organized, another analytical. And when these strengths are combined, they produce powerful outcomes. Synergy is not about agreeing on everything. It is about appreciating diversity, respecting differences, and seeing them as a source of creativity rather than conflict. When minds and talents unite, new possibilities emerge. Finally, the seventh habit is sharpen the saw. This habit reminds us that we must continuously renew ourselves in 4 areas: body, mind, heart, and spirit. We cannot work endlessly without rest, reflection, or learning. Just like a saw becomes dull if it is never sharpened, we become exhausted and ineffective if we neglect self-care. Sharpening the saw means taking time to read, exercise, relax, learn new things, strengthen relationships, and connect with our values. Renewal gives us energy, balance, and clarity, allowing us to continue growing and improving throughout life. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a timeless guide to personal transformation. These habits are not quick techniques or temporary motivation. They are a journey, a path from dependence to independence, and finally to meaningful cooperation with others. When we practice these habits consistently, even in small steps, we become more intentional, more confident, more compassionate, and more capable of shaping a better life for ourselves and for the people around us. Thank you for listening to this deep exploration of the book. I hope these ideas inspire you to reflect on your habits, your choices, and your direction in life. Keep growing, keep learning, and keep moving forward, one habit at a time.